The question is, are you willing to sacrifice what you are currently doing in your life for the thing that you actually want to be doing? And what I mean by this is, are you willing to sacrifice? Sacrifice the things that you want to be doing and you don't want to be doing. Because this is what it takes to shift from one identity to another. The things you are currently doing are attached to the identity you are currently living in. Sometimes you have to wipe that completely clean to rebuild and to create the identity you actually want to be living in. For example, you want to live a healthy lifestyle. You want to be the fittest and the healthiest you've ever been before. The identity that you are currently living in does not match what that would then look like for the identity you want to be living in. So are you willing to sacrifice the habits and the behaviors and the patterns that you are currently in that are keeping you in the identity you are currently in to then step into the new identity? A perfect example of this: the identity that I live in right now is a healthy identity. Like, I created a vision of exactly how I wanted to be living my life, and that was fit and healthy. The actions I take on a daily basis align with that identity. My old identity, the actions I took on a daily basis aligned with that old identity. For example, my old identity, I would regularly have takeaways, once a week at least. Chinese, Indian, Pizza Hut, Domino's. That's literally the behaviours, the habits that I was taking and living in that identity. I cannot remember the last time I had a takeaway. I couldn't tell you when it was. Yes, sometimes I have a curry. Yes, sometimes I have a pizza. Very, very rarely. Very rarely. And if it is, it's not normally a takeaway. It's normally because I'm out for a meal. And that meal, I've had a pizza or I've had a homemade curry. Homemade. Like, not a takeaway. Different identity. And I know what's going into that food. The gap between that old identity and the identity I live in right now is so far away that I can't go back to that identity. And there were moments in between shifting from that identity to the identity that I live in now where this was stronger than this. That this is a new level. Like, it's a level of, like, when I say level, it's not leveling up in the sense of I'm better than that identity. It's leveling up in the state of consciousness. I am consciously aware of that old identity and I'm consciously aware of the new identity. And my consciousness will not let me go back to that identity. So it's becoming aware of what you are willing to sacrifice to move into a new state of consciousness, a new identity. And if you can sit there and list the things that are currently keeping you where you are and just shift into a opposite of what that is, you can then start to take steps to move into a new identity, a new consciousness. So just ask yourself, am I willing to sacrifice my current identity for my new identity? And what does that look like in habits, in behaviours, in actions? What are you willing to sacrifice? And is it a sacrifice? If I look back to my old identity compared to my new identity, I am so glad that I sacrificed what I sacrificed. I left behind what was no longer serving me to be able to step into my new identity.